station everybody, because we've got the great Herminio! Reyes Jr. is in the house. Good to see you, man.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me.
Let's go.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Hey, station, what is going on? Yet another awesome Spider-Man show here for you. This is the Big Herm Show with Primetime Tom in the house. What is going on, Tom?
Yeah, what's up?
That is an awesome hoodie you got there.
Thank you.
Yo, man, what's going on? I'm trying to be like that. Hey, hello, insane. Oh no, that's a salesman. No, never mind.
Yeah.
What is going on, man? I just came back from an awesome show I've done with my man Nick, Comic Culture, who's in the house right now. He says good morning. Thank you for hanging out this morning. Yes, it was a lot of fun. I felt like I was due to go on the show, have a little fun, even though I didn't read 75-80% of the books that I picked out, but I still think it was a lot of fun. Different perspective, especially like what I love about this community is like, even if you don't agree with some of the stuff, it's okay. It's okay. You can, someone likes it. You know what I mean? So like, there's stuff that he likes that I didn't like, and vice versa, or someone else and then didn't like, or Primetime Tom didn't like it. You know what I mean? And we all don't like that guy we're gonna talk about a little later. You know what I mean? And Eric already started with me this morning. Eric, no, but no, but he says good morning, magnificent web slingers. He's trying to pretend he's gonna behave, but you already know he's not gonna behave.
Oh, by the way, sorry, Robbie. I was talking about Paul, not Robbie.
Robbie's gonna cancel you now. See? Who? What name you just said? What? We don't say that name. Why you say that name? Why you say that name? Just keeping pumping the money into the hobby, Herm. Yeah, man. Those are a lot of books you went through. It is bad, man. Even Fable's on there going, yo, I think I had to get a loan now for this month. For this month of December, you know what I mean? Oh man, we're breaking down Ron V versus Detective Run this morning. Oh man, what? See, I thought you were gonna behave. I thought you were gonna behave. Paul saw last year. When does the series on reviewing Power Fantasy? I don't know. Oh, but man, that was a lot of fun. Of course, there's a couple of shows up on here that went on, and I didn't really. There was an awesome show on Friday night that I guess I missed. The Blame Phable show happened Friday night. Awesome hangout. Minus me. I knocked out. Sorry, guys. I was like, it was, yeah. But man, the boys did good.
Maria was there.
Yeah, I saw that. She was there. You were there. Even you were there. But I was missing in action. I was knocked out. Out. You know what I mean? But that was awesome, man. You guys did a great show, man. That was a lot of a fun blast. And I'm definitely going to make next week's. I'm gonna make it, guys. Because next week will probably be a normal week. Because last week was a short week. I had to do 5 days worth of work in 4 days, so it was hectic for me last week. But which all the guys understand how that is with companies. But yeah, man. So after the after it was Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to anybody, or happy holidays, or however you. Even if you don't, some people say Turkey Day because they don't like to say Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Happy Eating Day. You know what I mean? We all love celebrate eating. That's what we do. That's what it's there for. Um, I was able to sit down. I used to work retail. I mean, I technically still do, but it's different. But work retail. So there was a time when Black Friday was going crazy, and we were coming in on a Thursday, and we really couldn't enjoy Thanksgiving. Now all that's in the past, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was able to enjoy Thanksgiving and watch some football. You know what I mean? And I thank God that my team didn't play that day, because I probably would have been upset. You know what I mean? Because they suck. But apparently they play today. They play that damn Seattle team that you guys like over there. So
Hey now.
oh,
Hey,
goddamn
hey,
Seahawks!
hey.
This show is officially canceled.
That's right.
Because the
Robbie,
football
Robbie,
team.
Robbie.
The football teams, the particular his team versus my team this week. So maybe I should be talking to you. You know what I mean? Sorry, guys, no show. I'm canceling this week. Show's over. Not just kidding. But how
But
was your Thanksgiving? Go ahead. I
yeah.
was gonna.
Yeah. So we spent it at my dad's place. My sister came up, my brother-in-law, my nephew, and had this, the fixins, the turkey, the gravy, the potatoes, the cranberry sauce.
Mm. Got
Unfortunately,
your.
no green bean casserole. Man,
Oh, what's
no
your
yam,
favorite dish? What's your
no
favorite?
yam.
What's your favorite side? What's your favorite side food? Because that's what Nick asked me.
Yeah, I'm a big stuffing guy.
Okay, okay. They make it good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What else? That's
Let's
it?
go.
Just the stuffing? If it's just that, it'd be like, just give me stuffing. I don't want anything else,
Oh,
just the stuffing.
pumpkin and apple pie.
Yes, yes. That's what I told Nick this morning. That pumpkin pie with the whipped cream. My wife had to buy the family one for them and buy me half. So they sell the ones with just a half a pie for people like me. So a whole half for me, the rest for you guys. So like maybe 6 or 7 people have to share that one pie, but I get a whole half pie. Why not? You know what
Yeah,
I
and
mean?
I went out. I don't know why I went out on Black Friday, but I did. Went to the
Uh-oh.
mall, survived
Dangerous.
survived the retail sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Man, crazy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not as crazy as it
crazy.
used to be, but it's still crazy. It's still a little crazy out there. All right. So I guess you got a show and tell later. You can tell us what you got and stuff. Um, yeah, I didn't go shopping. I didn't go shopping. Like I'm broke, so money's been real rough lately. So it hasn't happened. But I live vicariously through all my peoples. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy what people get. Yeah. But yeah, my favorite, like I said this morning on Nick's show, my favorite is the mac and cheese. You know what I mean? My nephew's father made mac and cheese and it's delicious. He asked me what they do what he does on it. I don't know. I just like it. I just eat, man. And then my mother-in-law made a fantastic turkey,
Oh,
soft, right off the bone. You know what I mean? It's just milk. It came right off the bone. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. And then I got to go to my mom's house the next day and have her turkey, and her turkey was great too. My mom's turkey is phenomenal. And like I was saying earlier this morning, there's two different styles. My mother-in-law is Greek. She make her style turkey, and my mom's Puerto Rican, so she made her style turkey, and they're both damn good. They're both damn
nice.
good. So I had myself some pumpkin pie and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
and I had a blast, and I didn't do shopping. The only thing I bought was a few pre-orders I did online. I try to save myself a little money with the facsimiles and some of the B titles and the the shipping went up, so I'm gonna have to change that up a little bit. But that's what I
they're-
did.
Speaking of facsimiles, I think they have one issue left of the Secret Wars reprints.
Station Choice Violence. Thanks for joining us. He
Hey.
says I missed the chaos on Old Black Friday. That was insane. That was insane. I didn't mind it till it bleed over to Thursday. Like I thought Thursday leave that for the eating, you know, for the but then they started bleeding. Then you started coming in at 8 p.m. They started coming in. It went all the way up to 3 p.m. on a Thursday on Thanksgiving. You had to go in, get ready for Black Friday because the stores open at 4 or something like that. It got ridiculous. Yeah, but that was fun. Waking up early and going in at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. That was when it was fun. Yeah, bleeding over the Thursday was some greedy bullshit. Yeah, yeah. But when it was Friday, like after you ate and watched the football, you probably didn't sleep much because you wanted to get up and get excited and maybe get on the line and get the latest whatever, whatever it is you wanted to get, a video game or a system or whatever it is you wanted to get. You definitely was there. You go to Best Buy or Walmart or Target or something like that. That was fun. That
Yeah.
was fun. So, but it's not like that anymore, But
Well, you know what else is coming up?
it is what it is.
If Cyber Monday,
Uh-oh.
it's gonna be heavy traffic, and the internet's gonna be cycling, kind of like the Netflix fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. What was that again?
What? Let's not talk about that. We could do a whole show on that. Let me stop. But yeah, happy holidays to anybody. I hope everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. Cause let's be honest, it's about eating. You know what I mean? It's about being thankful for everyone, of course. You know what I mean? You gotta be thankful for everything that you got and everything. We have some ups and downs every year, but you gotta celebrate the ups too. You know what I mean? You gotta celebrate them. And I love celebrate eating, man. I celebrate it a lot. I love to eat. So,
Speaking of
but
up,
Stace, oh, speaking of ups,
yeah, I
wait,
haven't put up my tree yet.
what's
What's
up
wrong
to
with me?
Uh-oh. I had to take a sip already. But yeah, we're gonna keep on keeping on, or not we'll be here all day. We're almost at the 15-minute mark. But it's all good. This is what the show is about. A lot of BSing about how our week was, and then the real reason we're here is a certain Zeb Wells run, the controversial Zeb Wells run, as we cover the Amazing Spider-Man Legacy number 950, issue number 56. As we go a little read along and review, let's be honest, we like the read along, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. My man Tom here is gonna cover the main story, which we've been enjoying the Tom, Comic Tom. We've been enjoying him. You know what I mean? No, but
Hey, whoa!
the controversial Comic Tom versus Primetime Tom next week. You know what I'm
That'll be a blowout.
saying? Yeah, you whoop his ass. You know what
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm Chuck Norris, man. I'm Chuck Norris.
So Tombstone up in the house. We've been enjoying the Tombstone arc. It revs us up, and it's gonna be come to a close because of course Zeb Wells' run. This is number 56. He's got what three or four more after this. 78, 59, 60. Yeah, four more. I can't count right now, but he's got four more issues after this, and then that's it. We're going to the new Joe Kelly run. But right here is the issue we're covering. So we can't wait. This is of course Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. in this to finish it off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So without further ado, man, show your cover. You got
Yeah,
I got this one. And
so
my man got
I got
that.
Spidey swinging through the city with a little reflection of his love, MJ.
Woo!
Oh. And I think I'm trying to see who did that cover. I don't think it was JR. So they've got Raphael Albuquerque, Joel Jones, and Rochelle Rosenberg. I guess there was a Dazzler cover. And then there was an 85th anniversary homage by Pablo Villalobos. So I'm thinking this one is probably by Raphael Albuquerque. More than likely. But yeah. As big as our man Herm would say, let's keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.
And let's see. Okay. So we open up on a little scene in Mozambique. A long
Oh, what? What you call me?
Long time ago. And we open up on a scene of Kingpin and our boy Tombstone in the back with a lot more hair than he has now. Kingpin's all like, take a look, Alonzo. Yeah, that was a terrible Kingpin impression.
Keep going, man. It's funny.
Hey, it's Tombstone. When I'm working, Mr. Fisk. You're on vacation, not me. Yes, but I've known many men like you, hungry men. You won't be a bodyguard for long, but it helps. Take a look or you're fired. So he throws in some binoculars. Tombstone's like, what the hell am I supposed to be looking at? And he sees basically a lion that pretty much looks like it ate its cub.
Or someone else's cub, some other lion's cub.
Somebody else's cub.
That's what it was.
Kingpin's all like, a cub sired by his predecessor. He's recently taken over at Pride. Resources are limited. Tombstone's like, that's messed up. Kingpin's like, it's nature. There is no right or wrong here. Only power and hunger. Power is protected or we live in hunger. Tombstone's like, you'd kill a kid to stay on top? Kingpin's like, yeah, I'd kill my own if it came to that. But don't tell my wife.
Exactly what he said.
And he's like, now I think I'll show you that lion what real power looks like.
Looks like the lion is done.
Yeah. And old Tombstone looking like a lion himself. Let me cut to a scene in the West Village today. And it's got Peter talking to Randy. It's Randy, right? Yeah.
Randy?
He's like, how long are you going to be on those things? And Randy's like, well, it depends on how hard I hit the PT, my man. They're telling me 6 to 8 weeks. Turns out getting shot really messes you up. So if you guys don't remember back in the Gang War storyline, Randy took a hit from the gunfire and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter's like, not what I heard. And Randy's like, really? Peter's like, yeah, it's more like do a deep tissue massage. Drink a lot of water and pop an aspirin. You'll be okay. Peter's like, oh, come on, man. You know me. Everything's a joke to me. I joke pretty much anything. He's like, it's hard to see you banged up. Randy's like, yeah, I understand, buddy. But I can't sit here and let you call that a joke. At no point was there a risk of amusement, even slight. Peter's like, okay, I'm going. I'll let you get to your physical therapy. He's like, good, I need to get cleaned up. So Peter's feeling all bad. And he's like, yeah, call me if you need anything. And Randy's like banging his door Randy's like, man, that was close. Think he suspects that Janice is in my apartment? Who could have seen that? Uh-oh.
Oh.
So finally, the new Beetle appears again after disappearing after Gang War.
You can't separate love.
Yeah. So Spidey's, swinging through the city thinking, man, I got to tie up some loose ends. It's a good thing that the whole Green Goblin thing got fixed. He's like, but I can't help feeling, and I let it hang too long, this other thing. He's like, would Randy have been hurt if I had dealt with Tombstone sooner? Meanwhile, in Harlem,
Meanwhile,
got a meeting with Miss Bunny and whatever that dude's name was.
Oh. Whatever that dude's name.
Yeah. So they got a gang of guys meeting with them, like doing a weapons trade. And the head guy of the gang is like, you gotta be kidding me, 50 grand for a single crate of guns? It's like back when Tombstone was boss, or
Wasn't it Kareem? Wasn't his name Kareem?
Oh yeah, Kareem, yeah.
Kareem. I'm sorry, keep going.
So yeah, the guy's like, oh well, back he's like, yeah, we know Tombstone is the boss, but Kingpin would have been differently. He wouldn't have marked up the price. And then Kareem's like, well, you're not buying guns. You're buying the guarantee that no one else in your territory will have them. And Bunny's like, yeah, and it comes with another guarantee. She's like, if we hear about you bringing any other weapons into your territory, I will gnaw your fingers off like carrots. You got that? Kareem's like, yeah, and I've seen it. And the guy's like, okay, yeah, I got it. And he's like, well, he's like, yeah, we'll see what you want to. Fisk never made us deal with the giant rabbit. And there was never any talk he was working with Spider. And one of his partners are like, shh, don't even say his name. And the pup's Spidey. He's like, oh, did somebody say my name? And they're all like, Spider-Man. And he's like, yeah, you did it. You said my name. And he's basically, and he conks their heads like Mo from the Three Stooges. He's like, oh, thank you for your business. It's like my boss Tombstone always says, why trade weapons for money when you can keep them both? So he thwips the weapons crate. And then Kareem and Bunny, I'm calling her Bunny for short, they're taking off in the car, and Spidey decided to tow along. And it's like, Kareem's like, yeah, we're not a team. Get off my car. And they're getting shot at as they're pulling away. And Bunny's like, bullets don't care what team we're on, Kareem. Get moving. She's like, drive. And so Spidey's like swinging the crates around. And he drops them, kind of to mess them up so they can't be used, basically. It's like, yep, I do this every time. Every time I get a chance. Breaking up a deal. He's like, so distrust. Keep Tombstone's grip on power precarious. He's like, thanks for the ride. Love to the boss. And Kareem's like, how the hell did you always find us? But he's like, don't look at me. And Spidey's like, well, that's the way it is. I told him, I told Tombstone, because he betrayed me in when they were fighting in Central Park. Like, and that was definitely stepping out of line. He's like, yeah, but I'm asking myself, was that the smartest thing to do? Or am I just basically leaving another loose end? And then we're at a restaurant with Tombstone and his guards. He's sitting there eating, and Kareem calls him on the phone. He's like, you did it again, boss. It's like, at this rate, every thug in New York is going to think you and Spider-Man are a team. I hope you have a plan, because if you don't make a move... And Tombstone's obviously pissed, so he hangs up on him. And then, he's looking at some pictures of Peter.
Peter
I'm sure all of you are familiar with Peter Parker.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Speaking of Peter... So he's at the Daily Bugle, and he's with Robbie, right? Yeah, he's with Robbie Robertson.
Yep.
And they all like telling all the people, oh, it's nice to have one of our star photographers back. Everybody remember Peter? Everybody's like, who? They're all going about their business. Like, who the hell's Peter? We don't care. And Robbie's like, oh yeah, these new batch of reporters. He's like, don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey,
Everybody's
Peter,
new.
fine,
Yep.
Robbie. And Robbie's he's like, how are things? I assume you're looking for a new job after that whole scuttle with Norman Osborn. He's like, and Peter's like, yeah, I guess I hadn't even thought about that. Like, but I got my severance package, so I can rely on that for a while. He was like, thanks, Robbie. I appreciate you looking out for me and offering me a job again. And Robbie's like, what are you talking about? He's like, offer. He's like, I'm not giving you an offer. I asked you to come by because I wanted you to know that Janice
Uh-oh.
showed up at my son's apartment. He's like, that's what I'm talking to you about, Randy. Peter's like, Randy? Peter's like, oh, crap. More loose ends. Poor Spidey, all these loose ends.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Janice. So she's going to, I don't know if it's her apartment or Randy's apartment. But Spidey's like, I can't wait to figure out what this whole thing is with Janice showing up again. He's another loose end. He's like, there's too much at stake. He's like, Janice. So he confronts her. He's like, it's time we talk. And then we open back to Kareem and Benny. Kareem's all talking on Tombstone saying, it's just a conversation, right? At the end of the day, they work for us. It's not crazy they'd ask for a meeting. What's the problem? Benny's like, yeah, the fact that they think they can ask for anything is the problem. She's like, these guys are peons. Dregs. Left after the gang war. They're just testing our power. You shouldn't go, boss. Tombstone's like, it's fine, Rabbit. She's like, how's that exactly? She's like, I'm going to prove they can trust me by choking the life out of Spider-Man with my bare hands. I need every one of those stooges to see it. She's like, you're doing this tonight? She's like, how are you going to get Spider-Man to show up? Do what you want. And he's like, same as I always do.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, crap.
Whoa.
And then back in Alphabet City, you hear, Parker! And of course, when I read that, I was like, what? I'm like, Jonah? What the heck is Jonah?
Where he's coming from?
And then, nope, it's Randy. He's like, he's all pissed because he found out that Spidey confronted Janice. He's like, did you know? Peter's like, what are you talking about? He's like, did you know what he was going to do? And Peter's like, who? He's like, Spider-Man. He's like, he took Janice. He kidnapped her. And Peter's like, I'm sure she's fine, Randy. She's like, Randy's like, she's in jail, you mean? You tell that bastard Spidey I'm going to find him. I know what you all think of her. But she needs to be treated better. And then, Tombstone shows up, rolls down the window. Get in, Parker. Randy's all pissed off because he interrupted him. He's like, can't you see I'm talking here? Tombstone's like, we have a social relationship, Randy. This is work. He's like, shut the F up. I'm going to punch your jaw through the back of your head.
And
Peter's all like, whoa.
he's serious.
Yeah. It's okay, Randy. He's like, do me a favor. Let my friend know where I am just in case. And he hands him a business card. Wonder what that's all about. And then, Peter / Spidey is doing his normal, his little quips. It's like, Tombstone, I only got in because I don't have an umbrella. Tombstone's like, I don't care why you got in. He's like, that card you gave Randy. That's Spider-Man's number on it, isn't it? And Peter's like, well, how's that? How do you know it's his number? Wait, you want me to give Spidey another message for you? Tombstone's all like, yeah, something like that. It's like, we'd kind of been in a back and forth scuffle, me and him. Let's just say he started it. He'd probably say that I started it. Peter's like, I don't think it would matter to him one way or another, but I remember you starting the whole, bullshit in your car. He's like, no, started way before that. We have a history. But I outsmarted him pretty good in the end. Got him to take down the Rose, dealt with the rest of my competition at Central Park. It's like, but it backfired a bit. Made my people on my side of the fence think that me and Spidey were working together. Peter's like, so who outsmarted who?
Mm-hmm.
And Tombstone was all like, well, it was a good play. He knew he could keep me in check by playing it up. Maybe he outsmarted me on that one. But he's forgetting I'm not just smart. I'm other things too. Peter's like, okay, I'm trying to understand all this stuff. He's like, so what's the message you want me to send him? Like, well, see, I gotta show these other flunkies in town who's boss. I'm gonna choke out Spidey right in front of him.
Uh-oh.
He's like, but the message I want to send Spidey is, I'm gonna have to kill you, son. No hard.
No hard feelings.
Uh-oh. There's the line.
Uh-oh.
And the lion attacks. And two leaping at Peter, and like Peter's like, oh shit. It's like he's a freight train moving at full speed. He's like, Spidey sense keeps him from pulping me where I sit. He's like, if I'm lucky, he'll chalk it up to adrenaline. And basically he's like, going to town on Peter, using him like a crash test dummy. Peter's all like, shoot, I can't act like Spidey. I can't show my strength. Otherwise, he's going to figure it out. Who Spidey really is. And then go after every person I love. And, giving him a total smackdown. He slams him into the roof. And it keeps going. Peter's like, I got to take a hit. Maybe two. And at this point, he's like totally messed up. He's trying to get out of the car. He's like, I don't think I can do this. I can't hold on anymore. And one of his Tombstone's flunkies is like saying, watch it, boss. Because he's basically, stop the car. He's like, out of my way. It's like, but Peter's like, I can't take any more of this. And he's like, okay, new plan. I got to run. And he's trying to reason with Tombstone. He's like, but before you kill me, there's something I have to tell you. And Tombstone's like, have some dignity, kid. Die quiet. Peter's basically like trying to scratch his face, trying to get his attention. He's like, no, but wait. You got to listen to me. You got to listen to me. And Tombstone's like, just shut up, kid. And by that point, Peter's like freaking out. He's like, yeah, but first, Tombstone's like, die. He's like, you should know who the card belongs to that I gave to Randy. It wasn't Spidey's number. The next thing you know, you hear this crash. And they both get thrown. Like, crash, boom, bang. And then you see this hand reaching out, grabbing Tombstone by the back of the neck. Tombstone's like, well, whose number was it then? Peter's like, my lawyer's. And then, go to the rescue. Luke Cage and She-Hulk. Did I say She-Hulk? She-Hulk.
Who?
She-Hulk.
What she do?
And She-Hulk's like, she's like, Alonzo Lincoln, a.k.a. Tombstone. And Luke Cage is like, you're under arrest. And he's like, Mr. Mayor, you've got a warrant. And Luke Cage is like, yeah, it's on its way. Tombstone's like, I don't plan on waiting. And he's basically trying to make a run for it. And then Spidey, but like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. I should probably take my chance and give him a wallop too. So there's basically a smackdown. Luke Cage is like showing Tombstone who's boss. Tombstone's all getting like bloody nose and stuff. And then during that whole scuffle, I guess he got his Spidey costume on. He's like, I'm going to send a message to him. I want him to know who did the cheating. He goes, hi. Basically, he gives Tombstone a wallop. And the next thing you know, wee, wee. She looks like, Orange here. Luke Cage is like, yep, bet. And they're like, get your hands up. Tombstone's like, whoa, what the heck? What is this? Spidey's like, oh, you'll see. And he's like, it's hard not to see. It's hard not to smile when I see him give up. But even though he's on his knees, his eyes, I can't say he looks all that beaten. But he will. They're putting him in the back of the van to take him to prison. He's like, but still, he's like, that look in his eyes. So yeah, Tombstone isn't giving up quite yet. And then it cuts to the court. And so it's Tombstone's trial. And the judge is like, Miss Lade, how does Mr. Lincoln plead? And his lawyer's like, not guilty, Your Honor. She's like, we're looking forward to proving my client's innocence at trial. And then you got the court clerk all like, Your Honor, if it pleases the court, our state's witness would like to make themselves known to the accused as part of the discovery process. The judge is like, what now? It's like, this is a little unorthodox, isn't it? And the clerk is like, it is, Your Honor. I'm only bringing this in front of you to acknowledge the incredible level of cooperation this witness has provided. The judge is like, I see. I'll allow it. And Peter's all like smiling, like, I'm pulling a fast one on Tombstone. And then Peter's all thinking like, yeah, he sees me smiling. And then in walks Randy. And Tombstone's all like, it's just Randy. I could take him out. No problem. And Peter's all like, yeah, he sees Randy as a soft target. So, but do. You just see what's up. And it's Janice. Peter's like, yeah, he sees her. His own daughter. Turned state's evidence against him. And he's like, Tombstone betrayed his own daughter at the end of the gang war. Peter's like, this is the best way I figured to get back at him was bringing his daughter in. He's like, and Tombstone's giving me what I wanted, a total look of shock. He's like, but then again, he's not so shocked. Tombstone is pissed. And then, if anybody remembers, back to last week's issue, when Rhino was trying to get dating tips.
Oh yeah, no, you can stop there though. I'll cover the rest of that.
Oh,
yeah, the issue ended. That part of the issue ended. I'm like, where's he going? And the bottom it says to be continued. Yeah, I got the rest. But I was like, what are you doing over there? But yeah. So I guess I'll talk about what we saw here on the whole Tombstone thing over here. I thought it was pretty interesting because you saw a Tombstone with Kingpin, and Kingpin has his own problems with his kids and how for power he'll take out his own kids. So they're kind of leading you on there already, like where Tombstone's gonna go with this. You know what I mean? With his daughter and everything, as we saw, he kind of turned on her towards the end of the gang war.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was pretty decent. Start setting all that up. Of course, Peter and Rob and Randy and stuff like that. We saw some what you call Bunny, White Rabbit,
Oh, whatever.
Kareem action, White Rabbit, which is fine. I've done it too. So yeah, this is a nice setting up everything, and then Robbie Robson doing the concern and talking to Janice. So this is pretty much setting up the rest of the arc, which is pretty cool. Um, there's a couple of pointers I wanted to talk here. Like, of course, it's comic books. I mean, you see the confrontation between Peter Parker and Tombstone, which is pretty cool. Obviously, if it's a regular human being, he would crush them because he has powers and stuff. He was able to withstand, Tombstone, even though he was trying to hold back a little bit. But I'm wondering if Tombstone's trying to figure something out. Like, even though in the court you saw Peter wasn't messed up, but if you know courts, it doesn't happen the next day. That happens a couple of months down the line. So I don't know if that happened here. Because if this was like the next day or the next week, a regular human would probably be all beat up still.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's little things that it's comic books. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. But I like the little confrontation between him and the little he tricked Tombstone by giving Randy, the number and stuff like that. But obviously Peter Parker had plans, uh, different plans for this in Spider-Man. That's why this whole altercation happened, as we see in the small stories that I'll cover for. Unless you want to do the whole intro, I was gonna let you. I'm like, no,
Oh.
let me stop him. Let me stop him. I was like, go ahead. I want to keep going.
Oh, no. I
Uh, uh,
I'd rather talk
but
about.
she.
No.
Oh no, blah blah blah. But so and then you see the She-Hulk and Luke Cage come in and stuff like that, and the whole court thing. So I like how this whole thing got set up and stuff like that. It's gonna be pretty interesting how he Tombstone takes this whole Janice thing and being uh betrayed, but he already betrayed her. You know what I mean? Um, so she gotta do what she gotta do to put him down.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting of the JR art. Like, there's always controversy towards the JR art. It's the same JR art as you always see. The only gripe I had is like Janice looked like that's Robbie Roberts, Randy's mom instead of his girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
I was just like, she looked a lot older. Always the facial expressions that JR does is always awesome, no matter how the art looks. Um, it's not for everyone. I know like there's some people don't like this type of JR art. We've discussed it here before, but uh, yeah, we saw a lot of things. The smiling between Peter Parker and Tombstone, like, oh, you know what I mean, like little awkward
that
smile. Tombstone,
that was funny. That smile was hilarious.
and then when he saw Janice, he's totally pissed off. So I'm pretty interested and see how this arc ends. The next couple of issues is going to be about this. Uh, well, written this part of the issue. Um, obviously because it's a 950, it's going to be a whole, more stories in the back. I wish for this 950 issue they did the whole thing. They could have done the whole thing. JR didn't do a couple of books in a row. It was, what's his name was doing it. So help me out, Ed McGuinness. So I wish the whole book was about this. Um, but in saying that, I kind of like a little bit of the small stories after it because it kind of tells you a little bit what was going on in between scenes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, the story, if I have to grade it, I'll grade it 3.25. I thought it was decent, interesting. I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Not great, but it was good enough to set up for the arc, for the closing arc. And of course, if you read the other arcs and stuff like this, um, you will understand most of this stuff. It'll be cool. I don't think they'll do it if they made like a little heart, a little trade with just the Tombstone arc of the series, because you go from that, but that might be confusing because of the whole gang war thing. But that's my grade. What do you grade this part of the issue? Before you do that, what did you think of this issue?
I liked it. Um, it obviously if you didn't read the gang war story arc, you'd be like, well, what's going on here? But it was kind of cool also to see that interaction between Tombstone and Kingpin, trying to get a little more of an idea of what drives Tombstone, his rage, and cool seeing Randy and Peter, their friendship again, interacting. And I did think it was interesting that Janice didn't have any dialogue in this,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
I've
her
noticed that.
there, and I'm sure they'll probably show that in the next issue or next couple of issues, because they're gonna have to tie up that loose end between Tombstone and Janice, father and daughter, because
Yeah, yeah.
there's some anger there. Um, I'd probably agree with you. I'd probably give it a 3.25.
All right. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't bad. It was decent. Wasn't our highest grade book, but it was pretty decent. It was readable. Um, Obviously we already knew Randy and Janice, that relationship wasn't over. They're in love. You know what I mean? And he can't help it. He loves a villain. What are you gonna do? You fall in love with villains, right? We all fall in love with villains, don't we? Oh man. Eric's like JLJ just needs the right inker and old school coloring. Maybe,
Hmm.
maybe, yeah. You could be right. You could be right. I mean, it's not terrible. But it's JRJR art. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
either you like it or you don't. I like it, but yeah, that could work too. But yeah, that's the grading for that one. I'm going to cover the second part of the issue. Um, like I said, did we need it? Maybe not. But big 950 issue. I wish they did the whole story on this, kind of like what they did in the end of the Dan Slott run, the issue before the last one. But got a dip. Oh my God! All right, man. I hope you catch the rewind, because there's a story, backup is story that you probably be interested in.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But man, you gotta do what you gotta do. I hope you catch the rewind, and thanks for coming on, brother. Um. But yeah, keep on keeping on, as our guy Tom was talking about. Rhino goes on that big date we were talking about in that last issue. You know that
And look,
screwball set him up in
and he's not wearing his uniform, his Rhino
at
outfit.
all. Yeah, yeah. So this goes back and goes 1 week ago at the Cafe a Go-Go, New York City. I don't know why I said it in Spanish, but Coffee a Go-Go. And Rhino's there. He's like, and with a date, a nice blonde lady. And he's like, why does your cup say Rhino? And he's like, oh, that's just the name I gave him, easier than Alexi. And she's like, huh? So I don't want to be rude, but I like to keep the first coffee date to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna dive in here. What do you do for work? And he's like, for work? I am a disruptor. That's what Screwball told him to say. And she's like, what does that mean? That sounds like something you put in your profile when you don't have a job. He's like, ah, phew. I promised I put myself out there, so here I go. Rhino isn't just a name I put on my coffees. I also a super, and then as he's gonna say it, people outside like, hey, check it out. Some young guy goes, hey, check it out, and there's a commotion outside of the window of the coffee shop, and She-Hulk and Spider-Man is outside. She-Hulk, Spider-Man, awesome, and then like, is that Thunderball? And they're fighting a villain. Thunderball is good now. That's Bulldozer, someone says. And they both looking outside like, what the hell? And she's like, oh, wow. Is it crazy that sometimes I root for the villain? And Rhino's like, you do? And she's like, yeah, sometimes something about them does it for me. And he's like,
Like, really?
and he's like, how about we continue this over dinner? He's just, smiling. I'm going to show that. She's all smiley and stuff, like, hee hee hee. So apparently he meets one that he bonds with. And then, of course, it shows a nice 2-page cover spread
Yeah.
of
There's
both of them.
that's a different artist, right? On that one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Andres Ginole. Gionole? Ginole. There you go. I'm horrible. Sorry. But then the story's name's Proxy. But as I finish the story, Spider-Man's going, gotta remember to check your blind spot, Bulldozer. Now you go, Jen. And She-Hulk's like, can I just put this guy down and skip the improv comedy? So I'll show it again, which is a nice, decent spread right there. I'm about to ask my partner what he thought of this little action, but he left. Very professional, Tom. But keep on keeping on. After that little story, it shows more story. So kind of after the whole date thing with Rhino, which is pretty cool that they followed up, the follow up to the last issue. And She-Hulk's like, so this is why you interrupted me on my way to work? And he's like, what? No, Bulldozer escape was a complete surprise. I needed to talk to you about Lionel Lincoln. Remember him? Lonnie Lincoln. And then she's like, Tombstone, the murderous criminal we teamed up with during the gang war? Of course, I remember him. He has great scotch. And then she's like, this was my favorite blazer, as she says. And because she has a job to do that day. And Shredder's like, yeah, well, he used that war to consolidate all the underground power in the city. So I'm working on building a case that can bring him down. I was hoping you could put him in touch with a prosecutor. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're a vigilante. No prosecutor's going to work with you. And he's like, find a proxy. She's like, find a proxy. Have them get in touch with me. And she's like, I've got to go, Ned. Ned leaves hearings in 15 minutes. You know one of those other favors you asked me to do? And he's like, wait, Ned's hearing is today? He's like, crap. And he's like, New York County Courthouse. Move, Parker. And She-Hulk's like, our position is simple and has never changed. Not from the beginning of the investigation to the accumulation of trial. And that position is this. Ned Leeds was being controlled when he endangered the city as the Hobgoblin. The Winkler device was thoroughly examined and confirmed to be built for the express purpose. As you see there in court right there, you see Spider-Man and Peter trying to rush to the court. So I find it weird that she made it to the court and he didn't. Like they both left at the same time. But it's comics, I guess. But as you see Betty Grant with the baby, she had the baby. And Betty Leeds not Betty Grant no more. My apologies. Betty Leeds put her life on the line to procure the evidence, and we ask that the court, Your Honor, honors her bravery by setting her husband free. He's like, while your wardrobe is far from impeccable, your argument very much is. The case against Ned Leeds is dismissed. Doc. And then, of course, he was talking about how her wardrobe was all destroyed because he was in a battle with Peter Parker, with Spider-Man. And as you see, everybody's happy. Yay! Peter in the background, of course, he misses. He's like, what did I miss? Which I asked, what the hell was he doing? Because they both left at the same time. But it's comics, like I said earlier. And as they're walking up the stairs, Betty's like, we can't thank you enough, Miss Walters. And She-Hulk's like, finding the Wiggler device wiped a loss off my record. I should be thanking you. And then Peter's like, Ned, you're a free man. And he's like, thanks to Betty here. Ned Peter was very supportive, Betty goes, to this whole thing. As Ned goes, right, but you had to go into an abandoned warehouse alone because the Winkler device wasn't where he said it would be. And he's like, what? Peter's like, what? You sure you happy to see me, Peter? And Peter's like, Ned, of course I'm happy. I didn't know the device has been moved. And he's like, but Peter's like, I'm sorry, I got to talk to the lawyer. Wait, Jen. And he's like, this never was a priority for you, Peter. And Betty's like, Ned. And then Peter's like, hunts down She-Hulk, and he's like, hey, wait up. And she's like, excuse me? And Peter's like, the proxy. My friend told me you put me in touch with the prosecutor. And She-Hulk's like, Spider-Man sent you? And he's like, that's right, I'm Spider-Man's friend. And She-Hulk's like, he makes you late for things and tries to ruin your life like he does with me. And he's like, I assure you he does. Does he? Yes. And she's like, well, okay, call Maureen O'Reilly. She's a bulldog. If Spider-Man has a legal ace in the hole that can take Tombstone down, she'll want to hear about it. So She-Hulk gives Peter Parker the card because She-Hulk doesn't know he's Spider-Man.
I kind of
And
get the feeling that she kind of is slowly becoming aware that he might be.
you think so?
Mm-hmm.
She might be, but he has taken pictures of Spider-Man, so I guess she could say that, but you might be right on that. But keep on keeping on. He's like, you gave me your card too? And she's like, that's my personal number. If Tombstone finds out you're involved, your life is in danger. You need to take this seriously. If you need help, call. And then she says, that said, don't call me unless it's serious. And he's like, you won't hear from me unless Tombstone has his hands around my neck. And then she's like, call me slightly before, but a little, just a little. Good luck. And at the end it goes, to be continued. In the story you already read. So basically, it's explaining how everything happened during the main story in this, which is pretty cool. And this goes after they stopped the villain that Rhino was on a date before. So it's a pretty cool little story. Proxy is like I was saying.
I just noticed something I didn't notice before.
What you notice?
On that last panel, there's a silhouette of Spidey and a web with the spider coming down.
Yeah. That's just the old school way of saying that Spider-Man. It's the end of the book kind of thing. It's kind of like what Dicko used to do at the end of his his books and stuff like that. But yeah. But I thought it was pretty cool. If we're gonna get side stories at the end, it was cool that there were side stories that had something to do with the main story. Not that the others didn't. Sometimes they go a little the other way with it. But those are the the big books. But this one, I thought it was pretty cool that you saw that in there with the date and how She-Hulk, got how Peter got She-Hulk's number and stuff like that to later on become Spider-Man, which was something that I forgot to mention, like the whole Spider-Man and Peter Parker and Tombstone fight. I forgot to mention after all that happens, out of nowhere, Spider-Man comes and Peter Parker disappears. So that's like, where did Peter Parker go? Because they
Yeah.
will be worried about Peter Parker. That's a little bit of like, maybe Peter shouldn't have come back as Spider-Man because the other two, they had it down pat. But to each his own, like I said before, it's comic books, but that's something I forgot to mention from the last story. Since this story continue on to that. Um, but all in all, I thought this was a decent side story to connect to you know, the main story. But of course this next one is the big controversial story that's coming up. Let me take a sip. It's too bad Eric left. This is the
Oh
part
boy.
Eric probably wanted to be on this, but
Oh
hopefully
boy.
he catches it on the rewind.
Oh boy.
We're gonna embrace ourselves here. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think a few people left.
Oh
We
no.
had about 8 to 10 viewers, but I guess a lot of people left after the main story. But
Oh no.
to keep on keeping on, we go on to the famous story now.
Oh boy.
I
Oh boy.
think this is the final story, but here we go.
Mm.
I'm trying. I'm trying to embrace myself. Before I say anything, what's up, Kenneth? Station. Say
Ish.
hi to everyone. Of course, my mom. Hi, mom. Love you. Love you. Um, Taqi was here earlier. Uh, Bad Batch is holding it down Sunday morning. Thank you, Taqi. Thank you, Taqi. If you're still here, thank you very much. And then, okay, now I'm gonna keep on keeping on. So, back at Mary Jane's apartment
Oh
with a
boy.
certain boyfriend we don't like. Goddamn Paul.
Oh.
Goddamn Paul. Um, so MJ's like, thanks for coming over for dinner, Peter. And he's like, are you kidding, MJ? Paul's chicken karma is, he calls it chicken karma. It's always worth the trip. And Paul's like, you want to take some with you? And he's like, nah, I figured I'll swing home and see if I spot any trouble. And he's like, never a night off. And Pete's like, you know me, fighting crime is a passion and responsibility, I've heard, MJ says. So, of course, you see, thing, he's getting dressed because they both know who he is. You know what I mean? Like he's Spider-Man. And he goes to the fire escape. He's ready to go. I thought that was a fire escape. Never mind. He goes just out. Oh, he's just on the ledge. Sorry about that. And MJ's like, get home safe. I see she's looking at him leave. And he's like, we'll see. And Mr. What's his name? Paul says, speaking of responsibility, I got an early morning. And she's like, still working on your way down the list, huh? He's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, I got some shopping. I can do it in the West Village. Let's call it a night. So in the morning, they both say bye to each other. Good luck today, MJ says. And Paul says, thanks, heading to the Bronx. Might be back till after dark. Maybe he's gonna go see Phable and say what's up to him. You know what I mean? And Phable, if you see Paul, punch him in the mouth. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. But as he keeps walking, some lady goes, Esther, would you like to buy some candy? And he's like, no, thank you, but here, take this. And she's like, Dios lo bendiga. And she's like, bless him for giving him. She gave him money. He gave her money and didn't buy her chocolates. So, but you already know that probably wouldn't be chocolates, but probably be like chocros or something Latinos like the South. You know what I mean? But keep on keeping on. As he keeps walking, he starts knocking on the door, knock, 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 and someone answers, and he's like, "Kali," and he's like, "Do I know you?" He's like, "Oh, I guess not. You're Kali, right? Kali Norton, right?" He's like, "Who asking?" So I'm gonna show the lady, and then I'm gonna show the dude answering, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a bit of a math freak. I'm interested in some of the work you did a few years back with Dr. Benjamin Rabin, Raven." And he's like, "Raven, oh wow, that was a long time ago. Good job, though. Really interesting work. But we got shut down when Rabin went nuts. Picked a fight with Spider-Man." And he's like, "Where do you say you're from again?" And as you go in another dimension, we're going backwards now. And he's like, years earlier, Dr. Paul Rabin is like, "Just what the hell am I looking at?" As they're looking at some kind of invention there and stuff like that. And some guy goes, "We don't know, Paul, but that's not." I'm sure they don't say it like that, but you don't gotta love me. But the point we think, but the point is, we think the glimpse made it your father. Sorry, Dr. Rabin. It's a solid object constructed out of thin air. And he's like, Paul's like, "Yeah, what does it do?" And the guy's like, "He made it with math. Isn't that enough?" And then Paul, it's like, "I'm tired of having a conversation." And the guy's like, but your father work could change the world." And he's like, "Nah." Paul's like, "Nah, if we can pay for it, we can't pay for it. He's supposed to be designing practical solutions we can monetize." As Paul gets upset. And then the guy's like, "He's been clear that he wants to follow the work wherever it leads him. I realize that makes him hard to manage." And the guy's like, "That's why I hired managers." Paul said that. What a dick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. But the other guy's like, "I'm guessing you saw the totem." He's like, "I did, and I'm not impressed." And then the guy's like, "I'm sorry, I've been distracted. Health issues." And he's like, "I empathize with that, Callie, but you were supposed to rein my father in." And then as you see, like, you see the younger version from a few years ago, and you see Paul with a horrible mustache, and you saw a younger Callie. Goddamn Callie. And he's like, "Sorry, those are awful personal questions. I'm trying to be accommodating, but you're sure you're not from the bank?" And Paul is like, "No, no. Like I said, I'm very interested in your work that you did. And if there's a way to honor that work by helping you, I would like to. That's the reason I asked about." And he's like, "The trouble?" And the Kylie's like, "The trouble?" And he's like, "You're after Rabin got arrested. It came out that he was doing some weird stuff in his lab." And he's like, "Was hard to prove we weren't in on it because we kind of were. And we just didn't know what his equations could really do. After that, finding work has been really, yeah." And then Paul, it's like, "I paid for your procedure, Callie. I'll pay for it. You just have to schedule it. I'll give you the receipt in case you have any trouble." He's like, "You pay for it?" He's like, "But how did you know? My God, thank you. But why in God's name did you do that?" I guess this guy don't remember this guy. But and the back to the story in the past. Paul's like, with the mustache, the dickhead. Well, he's like, "What is Norton doing in there? I sent him over an hour ago." And the guy's like, "Your father didn't want to be disturbed. He could have been in the middle of a sensitive experiment." He's like, "I don't care. This is the business," and and some alarm in the lab goes off, and then something blowing up, and he's like, "What the hell has he done? Get everyone out of here. I deal with my father. And she's like, yes, sir. Or he's like, yes, sir. And Paul's like, Dad, what are you thinking? What you're doing? And that's when his dad turned into that freak
Mhm.
that they had to deal with a few issues back in the, oh, quite a few issues back.
Back.
And he's like, in here. And then Paul's like, he's just speechless at this point because his dad looked like a maniac with a sword, and he's murdering people. And he's like, at least he stabbed someone here. And it was Callie. He's like, Callie, what did you do to him? He's like, I gave him a purpose written in the wisdom of the ancient man. The symbols were thirsty for blood. And Paul's like, you killed him! And he's like, they're all going to die, son. Every one of them. This reminds me of the Resident Evil. They're all going to die down here. And Wyatt is coming. So the whole Wyatt story and stuff just happened around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the present, as the president, he's like, you have any other problems, money, health, anything, call me. I'll do whatever I can to help. Well, that's Paul. And Kylie's like, you didn't answer my question. Why are you doing this? He's like, because you didn't deserve what happened to you in the lab, Paul says. And the guy's like, I lost my job, sure, but that wasn't your fault. Well, Ken, technically, it was his dad's fault, but yeah. But Paul doesn't say anything. He walks away. He's like, anything, Kylie, just call. He walks down the stairs in his merry way. So he's trying to make amends for what his dad did. He's still a dick, but that's what he's trying to do. But this says written by Zeb Wells, art by Ramon Rosanas.
Hmm.
Of course, colored by Rachel Rosenberg, letters by VC Joe Caramanga. So I wonder if this guy would have done it for those two letters and color would have done it for the main story. Maybe Eric would have maybe like that. I don't know. But keep on keeping on. Real quick, you want to do the small story at the end, or you want me to do it? You seem to like to do those, but we'll do that in a second. What you think about this Paul situation over here?
Oh my gosh.
He's trying to be a hero, Yeah, I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah, I know. And the fact that the storyline was called Responsibilities, I'm like, excuse me?
Oh my God.
More oriented towards the whole
Yeah.
reason.
Well, it's looked like Zeb Wells trying to make him a good guy. I don't know if he intended or they, the editor, who shall not be named,
Uh-huh.
um, Nick Lowe. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? That bitch is Nick Lowe. But it's at the end. It says the end. So it's looking like he's looking to make amends with people in the laboratory,
Yeah.
and paying for the surgeries and stuff like that. But
I'm
trying to
thinking,
make him a hero, trying to make people like him. I
yeah,
still hate him, but
I'm thinking since this is, one of the last few uh, issues that Zeb is on for his arc. I
I keep going. I'm just playing.
think the reoccurring theme in this throughout seems to be loose ends. So I'm thinking that's exactly what Zeb is doing. He's trying to tie up all these loose ends and the different arcs. So like the YF
Yeah,
arc, maybe that was the finish to the YF or whatever that dude's name with the freak guy.
whatever. Yeah, I guess. Um, I don't really, really need this story. I like the other stories, the two that tied in with the main story. This one, I could go without. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah. The other story was good. Finding out, you know, Ned's fate, and then
Yeah, the She-Hulk thing, and
the She-Hulk thing. Yeah,
how do you get the number, and then of course the Rhino thing. They went back to that. That was pretty cool. So, for a lot of us that was interested in how that went,
yeah,
he was able to give you a follow up to it, which is pretty cool. Sometimes they don't do that, but I thought it was cool. So the extra stories here was pretty good, except for that last part. The jerk Paul, fuck that guy. Excuse my language. This is a PG-13 show, so I get to say the F word one time. That's it. So there goes my one time. But if you have anything else to say, or do we do the next story? Do you want to do it?
Did we want to not rate the? Well, if I had to rate the Paul story,
No, we won't want to do that because it's not going to be a good rate. It's going to be like below 0.69 or something like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, for the tie-up story about how we got Felix card, and then Rhino's gate, which was hilarious, and then finding out about what was going to happen to Ned. If I had to rate that, though, I would probably give that a 3.0, maybe. Oh.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you
go.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. I had to take off my headset. It died because I was listening with it to the last show. They used to last longer, but it is what it is. I'm not buying a new one yet, but I guess if you wanted to rate it, like if you take Paul's part out, I kind of enjoy the little stories. They're not weren't great. I could probably give them a 3.252. You know what I mean? But yeah, Paul's story. If you add that to it, it put it down to 3. So that's what happened. So I agree with you.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the last one? The last of the story, the last page. I know you like doing the silliness. Give it a shot.
So this is like a short story by Lee Gatlin.
I'll show it for you.
You see Craven. Start Craven. And Craven's sitting on a lion at the museum. And I think he's Waldo book. Craven's like, oh. He's like, horror. And then Spike pops out of nowhere. Craven's like, he's like, looking for girl. Craven strikes a grave. And he's like, be gone. Spidey's like, arachnid. Spiders are arachnid. And then he's like this on Wade. Like, and Spidey's like, ooh, found him. And Craven's like freaking pissed off. He's like, Craven's off. He's like, there by the tree. See him? Says, do you want me to do the hot cold thing? He's like, I don't mind. And he's like, Craven can find the wall alone. So he gets so mad he like closes the. And he goes. And then he opens it again. And he sees. He looks at it. Spidey's like up again. And then Spidey's like warm, getting warmer. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a short 1-page story. I'm thinking you're gonna keep going. I'm like, wait, this story. It was cute. It was silliness. I had you read it because you kind of better at reading the silly ones like that. But in the back they show all the covers of Amazing Spider-Man from 1 all the way to supposedly 950.
That's probably my part of this feed. It's awesome.
Yeah, be cool to have like a nice poster or something, or even a bet sheet with all of them, or which is pretty cool. It keeps going.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, how did they figure out 950? So you're gonna look in and see what they counted. Because there was a year and a half, almost 2 years, where after after he died somehow, you know. But of course, they count the Superior Spider-Man as ASMs. Some people say that's not really, but that was the ongoing with the Spider-Man story. So, I guess they counted that, and then of course, there's some like point issues, maybe they included in it. I don't know, but all the way up to what the next cover is gonna look like, which is pretty cool. So I like it when they do that. So in 50 issues, when we get issue 1000, it'd probably be another $9.99, or by that time $14.99. With inflation, $14.99 issue. So guys, that's it. That's right there. We went a little long today, but that was pretty cool. We're gonna cover issues next week. We'll cover issues number 57 and number 58.
Whew.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bat.
And then of course wait, bat? What?
Don't that worry.
Spidey time, same Spidey channel. And I don't know, this might be a little spoiler, but we see Tombstone going after Spider-Man. I guess he gets out of jail. We'll see. And he's like, let's get crazy. So we're going to cover this issue, December 15th. This one's next week. December 15th, and Ultimate Spider-Man 4. So while me and Tom get to fight who does Ultimate Spider-Man 4, it's going to be a brawl. But this will be pretty interesting because this is the penultimate before the big finale 60, which you guys saw I already had the thumbnail for. So I can't wait to cover them. I've been wanting, because I didn't go ahead and read ahead of this because we were going to do the show. So I stopped reading it from before, the 2 issues before. So can't wait to get into that next week. Of course, I got the thumbnails on here, but I thought I'd show you the books. And yeah, so I'm muted still, but that was earlier. Getting feedback. Yeah, I can't. There's nothing I can do about that. Maybe I could just mute him while I'm talking, and then, cause my headset's died, and that's where the feedback comes from. But if it's still happening, let me know. If you're still on there, Phable. Yeah, so there's one more thing we gotta do.
What?
Which we're going late today, but
What do you mean one more?
We love this. You know you gotta have it.
What?
You know you want it. Come on, let's go. So show and tell that beautiful sight. So I'm gonna go first. So I can cause my man here has got more interesting stuff than me. I got stuff that I showed in the past a little bit, and some stuff that I might have not shown. So I'm going through my stuff, I'm going through my collection and stuff like that. I'm kind of sizing down. I'm taking some of them off the boxes and putting them away, cause something I started over a year ago and I kind of stopped doing it. Let me mute. Let me see this. Only when Tom talks, you gotta mute yourself. Yes. For whatever reason, once the headset's cut off, it messed up the audio completely, which I thought YouTube would fix that, but they didn't. So Tom, if you can hear me, I'll probably have you on mute until you're ready to go. But he's shaking his head, yeah. So, but I'm gonna go through my show and tell. I'm in a loving Marvel mood. There was a lot of Marvel hating on the stream last night. You know what I mean? They tell me they're not hating, but they're hating. They didn't even put Ultimate Spider-Man on their list. You guys thought I forgot about that? You know what I mean? Nick is probably not listening to this. He's probably watching football right now. I would be watching football. I would have told Tom, see ya. But we got a show to do. So, and plus his team is probably beating my team already. So who cares? But yeah, it's happening. So, but keep on keeping on. Outside of the ultimate spot, I got off the rails there a little bit. Keep on keeping on. Those guys don't watch this part of the show anyway, but but keep on keeping on. I'm gonna show some, like I said, some repeats from the past, but I was going through them. I might open them out of the boxes. Of course, this Punisher one that I showed a while ago. It's like that. It's pretty cool. Frank Castle takes on the streets and delivers brutal vigilante justice. That's the Punisher. So it hasn't like painted. It's pretty cool. I like it with the guns. Very, very great. I love these Marvel Legends. And I don't know. I kind of don't like taking them off the boxes, but I have to do what I gotta do. Some of these are coming off. But when I open them, I enjoy playing with them and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing that with some of my Transformers. I just saw I opened up this guy up here last week. So I will be doing some more unboxings. But for now, I'm going to show you some of the Marvel Legends. So that's one of them. I love that. And keep on keeping on with the Marvel Legends. One time I picked up Spider-Woman. I don't know if I ever shown Spider-Woman before. But of course I saw her out there. I had to get her. You know what I mean? And love her. Love her stories. Which I never got to get the Hellcat version. I might have it somewhere. But I kind of wanted to get them all. When this came out, I forgot what year it came out. I don't know if it tells you in the back. Usually I can't read the year right now. And I'm doing a show. And now I want to read the year. It's a teen. Anyway, while Tom is showing it, I'll concentrate. But it has Thanos. You built Thanos. Which I wish I was able to get the Iron Man, the Hulk, the Captain America, and all those other, and what's his face? Batrock. If I would have gotten all that, I would have been able to build Thanos. So I feel I'm missing out on building Thanos. But Spider-Woman, love me some Spider-Woman. And keep on to the Spider-Man. I got me Superior Octopus from that storyline. Cool, right? Very cool. And of course, this one I wish I got everybody because it has White Rabbit in there. I think I was able to get her. I don't remember because I know I wanted her. And I got Shang-Chi, the Vulture. That's another one. I don't think I ever got the Vulture. I wanted to get the Vulture, never did. But I definitely wanted to get this whole series, even though the other two Spider-Mans were okay with nice suits. I just wanted to build him. You know what I mean? Nice little build of the Demi-Goblin. You know what I mean? That would have been so cool if I was able to build the Demi-Goblin. But to each his own, you know. I couldn't even. Let me get a quick sip. And I remember I'm getting her the Black Cat. And this one had a build Kingpin. Luckily I bought a Kingpin, but it would have been cool if I was able to build the Kingpin. But the Black Cat is one of my favorite. Felicia Hardy. My wife named my new car off of Felicia. So my new car's name is Felicia. This one has the Red Goblin, which I do have the Red Goblin. I don't know if I have that Spider-Man, but it has Night Thrasher in there, and I missed out on the Black. All this whole line I wish I bought. You know what I'm saying? And I would have been able to. I would have opened it and built him. That would have been a cool video to do. Just open them all to build him. But love me some Black Cat. Keep on keeping on. This one's probably the Spider-Man family growing up. I've shown this before a couple of years ago, but I'm ready to open them pretty soon. Everybody, Sleepwalker. You know what I mean? We all love some Sleepwalker, man. Come on, you grow up with Spider-Man and the team ups and stuff. He teamed up on his series. This one doesn't have too much of a good build up. Built him. Rentrack. It had Doctor Strange and the movie Doctor Strange and Wong, and I do have America Chavez out of this series, but that's pretty much it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would have had to get 6 more to build that dude. I like to build a figure, guys. Maybe one day I'll build one of the figures when they come out. But keep on keeping on. I got Captain Marvel up in the house. I don't have a lot of history with Captain Marvel. I didn't read a lot of his stories and stuff like that, but I saw it. I think I got it on it for cheap or something like that. Wasn't on clearance. It was just a sale happening on I think Fourth World, and I got it for like 35% off or something like that. So I got him, and this one builds Abomination, which I wish I got those guys. I think I got that Cap. I don't have that Iron Man, and these 3 guys over here, I never got. But I wish I did, because it would have been really cool to build the Abomination. That's gonna be my thing. I wish I got the ones built. That's why they do it, so you can go build somebody. But last but not least, everybody knows I love me some Kamala Khan. So Miss Marvel, she's a lot smaller. I like you see some of the figures are big, and then she's a lot smaller because she's a smaller teenager, stuff like that. And of course, the body of Abominations here. You got them there, and I don't know if I'm gonna open this one. I might do it, but she might something, but I don't care. I just want to open. I know a lot of people are like, oh no, don't open it, and some people are like, open it. But that's my little as I going through my figures and stuff like that. And then of course Black Friday. I didn't get a lot of Black Friday stuff. I saw a few movies on Amazon early in the week, and I had to get this because I have all the other movies. Got me Jurassic Park World, Dominion. It's probably like the lesser title of all of them, but it's Chris Pratt and all that. Had to get it. Haven't seen it yet, but had to get it. And that's it. That's my show and tell. Now it's starting for my partner show and tell, which I'm gonna unmute right now.
Yeah, so speaking of Black Friday, I picked up couple things. So I was looking for, it's one of those Funko comic covers, and I really wanted the Spidey one, and it shows like when the artist or writer like has the template for their page that they're drawing. So this is like exactly that. It's from Spidey issue 70. And if you get close enough, you can see the little like thing where it says, where they put color and stuff. Kind of like they do when they do the artist series books. But anyway, and then I found a really cool Batman celebrating 85 years.
That's really cool. I like that.
And then this Joker looked pretty cool. So it's a Joker from the War Joker. And then, of course, I had to get some classic Spidey books that were all half off. So I picked up issue 108, Spidey Gwen Flash. What strange secret threatens them all? Marked for murder.
Oh, I'm jealous. I like that. I'm very jealous right now.
And then we've got issue 83 with The Coming of the Schemer. Some classic Romita Senior art there, I believe. And then I found this other one. It was in the 200s, issue 225. I don't really know who this dude is, but it looked pretty cool. And then issue 140, it's got Spidey, the Jackal, the Grizzly, in a battle to the death.
Those are all really cool, man.
And then I've got I picked up this this hoodie. So it says The Amazing Spider-Man on the front, and then on the back, I'll have to kind of, you probably can't see it very well, but it's got black suit Spidey on the back. And then I also also just picked up some of the current issues. I really wanted to get into Absolute Batman, so I found I think second or maybe first, or I don't know, second print, maybe issue 1.
Nice, bro. Nice.
And then,
That's a good book.
And then I was trying to get, or decided to get into the Gotham by Gaslight. And that's issue, let's see, issue 3. And then issue 4. And then, of course, the newest storyline with McGinnis on it. Got issue 62. And then issue 11 of Ultimate Spidey. And I've been picking up the Brave and the Bold series. And they had this cool 1966 throwback McFarlane.
That's really cool.
And then let's see. Oh. The current run of Ninja Turtles issue 4. And then I don't know if I showed this one or not. Gotham by Gaslight issue 6. So yeah, that's my show and tell for this week.
Yay! Probably get some more feedback, but yeah, nice show and tell, man. I was very impressed. Very impressed. Nice. That's why I left you for last. I'm like, he's got some good stuff. I have to wait. I have to go first. I'm not gonna top that this week, but that's awesome. Yeah, you have a fan. The absolute choose violence. Loves your absolute Batman. It's cool you're able to get the second print, because that stuff is, all of it selling out like crazy. It was a good book. So I was lucky to get the first print, but the second prints are nice, the third prints are nice. Anyway you can read your book, it's nice, man. All those prints. So I love those Amazing Spider-Mans too. I try to get the older ones too. Whenever I get a chance. If I see it on sale, I'll pick it up. When I finally have this room completely picked up, I'll probably have put that in my show and tell, all my older Spider-Mans and stuff like that for this show. I might have showed a few of them here and there when I first started this show, but yeah, man. So anybody who watched this, if you're still watching, thank you so much. Choose Violence, thank you for being on here. Phable, my mom, Kenneth, Eric, who he left right at the time where the best part of the whole thing, he missed it. Hopefully he watches the rest on the rewind. We got Taqi that came in. Nick came in, which we did an awesome show earlier. I think I got everybody. And anybody who's watching on the rewind, I hope you enjoy us silliness. I know we went a little long today. I didn't think we'd go this long with just one issue, even though it was a double issue. But it's all good and fun. Like I said before, I'm not gonna rush this show, even though there's a football game going on. The Jets suck anyway, but they're winning right now. They're beating your Seahawks. Ooh. They're beating their asses. You know what I'm saying? Too late for that, but thank you all. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday, wonderful Thanksgiving, and the holiday continues. As of course, you guys saw, I put as my Figgy Friday. I don't know where I put her, but Mariah's officially back. You know what I'm saying? Santa, can you hear me? Okay. Now I'm really gonna get canceled. You know what I'm saying? Christmas is upon us. Hopefully I start getting some Christmas stuff around me. Of course, again, next week, couple of more issues we're doing. Watch, of course, if you like what you're watching, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ding 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 that notification for future videos, for wonderful fun as we keep trucking along to the end of the Zeb Wells run and the beginning of Joe Kelly run, even though it's only 2 issues. But as we saw, there's some, I don't know if you saw on the show, there's some dot issues coming up. So, you know, next year it's gonna be like 65 dot death it's called or something like that. So we're gonna have some more of those now. So we're gonna have to cover a couple of those now. So we'll figure out when the new year comes what we do, because we do want to catch up to the Ultimate Spider-Man, and we probably knock a couple of those and then knock the issue with the thought issues or something. We'll figure it out. But till next week, guys, 12 p.m. East, back next week. We're covering 57, 58. Hope you enjoy this. I know we're being silly, but I appreciate you guys coming out here on a Sunday with your families, having dinner, whatever it is. Sunday is a personal day for people, so I appreciate anybody coming out here live or anybody on the rewind. Till next week, station, peace out. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your whatever you do. Enjoy it. Much love. Station. And as soon as I find a button, because you guys know I always ramble on until I find a button and stuff like that. But peace out.